Hey, Keshites, this is Dave. Just doing a little update here. There's just a tiniest handful of Phase 1 packages left to send out, and they all involve the D20 of Destiny. And I love these things. They're amazing. Here, let me turn the light on so you can see it. So this is a replica of a D20 that was found about 1800s in Egypt. They don't know exactly where it was recovered, and it's in the Met. It's in the Met right now. And it is 2,000 years old, Ptolemaic period. And rather the numbers, they're covered in Coptic Greek letters. And I chose that one to be the 20. Even then I changed my mind after one of our fans, who was a Coptic priest and an expert in Coptic history, convinced me to make it the higher one. And then so we switched it to the letter that is the highest number. But I like the look of that one, so that's why I made that one the gold leaf one, gold paint anyway. And I also think it's really cool that I just noticed this recently. Sorry, the lighting kind of sucks here. Let me do this. This character also happens to be the character for Orthane, which means first residence. So it's like the symbol for one with the enclosure, the circle, which is sort of like the same thing for Dawat, which is the circle with the star in the middle, with the Cebu star in the middle. So that's an interesting little coincidence. Of course, this whole project is just littered with coincidences. But Jonathan Mullins of Tin Soldiers made these originally, and then but we have a batch here that we just needed to touch up a little bit because we weren't quite happy with the gold. And so my partner Claire made this lovely little tack board so we could do that. We wanted the gold to be perfect. And the little kind of like white marks around the edges and everything is intentional because we wanted this to look distressed like the actual existing piece. And I'm looking for the next Kickstarter. There's another one that is really interesting, which has hieratic symbols of all the gods. And that's the one I'm thinking about trying to make for the next Kickstarter. And then possibly doing another version of this exact die also, but in soapstone. And I made a prototype in China, but the problem is that it's too clean and perfect. So we need to find a way to distress it, like put it into a needle tumbler and that kind of thing, because I want these to look like real replicas of the actual museum piece, right? That's kind of the cool thing about it. It's been a great reception on these, and I really appreciate it. Everybody has been, amazing about getting theirs. And I just wanted to show you how much effort goes into producing it. I mean, this is actually just the tiniest little last step. We've already touched these all up, and I'm going through and I'm putting some matte lacquer on the whole thing. And, every little like white spot, we like those because that's what makes it look old, right? And then really these had to just be done by hand. There's no way to do it. So there's an incredible amount of time that goes into them. We made absolutely nothing on this, but we made a lot of satisfaction on it. And the biggest, most satisfying aspect of that was just how well it was received by all you guys. So, that's why I do this, is to bring great Egyptian themed content to your tables. And boy, has it been wonderful and satisfying experience. The other thing I'll be doing today is getting the minis going. So I did a big RFP in China because that's where you have to make them. And came down to probably looked at about 20 companies and picked one company. It was a very tight battle between two. And one of them had amazing customer service, and they send me tons and tons of updates and videos from the factory and stuff like that, which is why I chose them actually, because even though they were actually a little bit more expensive, but what I want to do is show the journey of each mini from words through to the actual modeling of it, and watch the path of that whole kind of thing. I think that would be cool. That's what we do. We inject. It's all about the lore, right? So I think that's the way to make it interesting. And so I'll be making videos about that too. So in the meantime, I am just cranking on the campaign. I was struggling for a long time with that, trying to figure out, because I decided, well, Marks and I actually decided together to make the setting book as a separate book so that we could, because it was big, it's huge too. It went so far over expected page count and everything. It was 512 pages. And it's so deep and has so many plot hooks and scenes and NPCs and locations and everything. But then how do I leverage that material in the campaign without just copying it? Because I outright copying the material because it doesn't make any sense. And I also can't force people to, after the Kickstarter is finished and these things are on bookshelves, I can't force them to say, hey, thanks for buying the campaign, but now you have to buy this 512-page setting book. So I had to do months of summarization. But the nice sequelae of that, the side effect of that is that now I have an amazing, updated, really thorough player primer. So right now I've got 2 nearly finished one-shots going out to all the Reth DMs. And I'm going to have that player primer too that I can hand out to everybody. Those will just be free resources that we stick out there so that you guys can start running one-shots at cons and game stores and things like that and get free swag for your effort. So anyway, thanks for listening to my little update here, and I'll talk to you guys later.